By the time you are watching this, about 1,200 babies have been born, breathing the same oxygen as us, using the same resources. The question is, are we overpopulated?
Population are back.
We need to address much more aggressively the population part of the equation.
If we keep ignoring this exponential population rise, nature will reduce human population for us.
There is no surprise that as the world population continues to grow, the limits of global resources like water, fertile land, forest, fishes become more obvious. What happens when humans reach the peak population? I could tell you that right now there is about 7.9 billion people on the planet. So when are we reaching the peak for human population? It turns out that the estimate for the amount of people Earth can carry varies depending on who you ask. Because the UN says that the human peak population is about 10.9 billion by 2080 or 2100, and NASA research says that the magic number is 9.7 billion by 2060 or 2080. Let's take a wild guess. Let's say we are going to reach the human peak population by 2080, a population of 10 billion people. The question is, what happens when we reach there? Is there enough food for these people? Is there enough fresh water, fertile land, and natural resources for them? It turns out the biggest problem regard to a population size is something I have never imagined. The World Food Supply Chain report that we already produce 1.5 times what we consume. So already there is enough for everybody to go round. Although there is enough of everything to go round, we will be in great trouble if everybody decides to live like an average. As an average American consumes more than 3.3 sub-tons of food, 250 more sub-tons of water. If all of us decided to live like an average American, there is only going to be space for only 2 billion people on Earth. Then why is overpopulation blamed for everything like hunger, mass starvation, poverty, conflict, poor resource management to destroying of environment? Some countries began even experimenting with more morally and politically dubious method of population control. China became the poster child, and its one-child policy resulted to a disastrous gender imbalance. Unlike other control measures in Asia, it was eventually repealed. But I can definitely tell you that reaching the peak population is not our biggest problem. But this is where my video did it on. Once we hit human peak population, it won't actually stay at 10 billion. It will actually decline, which you might think is a good thing. But I can tell you that that is the biggest challenges humanity will face. While overpopulation puts a strain on natural resources and increased conflicts, wars, water shortages, and malnutrition, population collapse is way worse. And this population decline is actually not far in the future. Oh no, we're actually seeing it play out, most especially in rich countries. For example, fertility rate has dropped beyond replacement level of 2.1. And that's the amount of children a woman needs to have to keep our population sustainable. And that's pretty worrying, not only in rich countries, but even in middle income countries like Iran, Thailand, Brazil. They are way below replacement level. Now, according to the World Population Prospect, like the UN, 57 countries have fewer people now than in 2010, and it expects 55 nations, including China, to face a population decline by 2050. So, what are the consequences for this? Some of the economic evidence are very obvious. It means fewer people make and consume stuffs. So declining population means economic recession, slower economic growth, weak demand for investment.